With all the trouble that Jana Nayagan has gone through, a movie that was slated to release in January of 2026 and 7 months later finally gets to be showcased on the big screen, I can only confirm one thing: all of this drama, halting, stalling, and a shadow ban of sorts just for another version of Bhagwant Kesari? Balayya would be proud, at least till the interval. Joseph Vijay announced that his collaboration with each Vinod would be his last film, as he was planning to transition to become a full-time politician. And this announcement had a lot of hype associated with it prior to its release in January. I mean, do you blame anyone? After entertaining audiences for over 3 decades to see him one last time, the hype is bound to be unprecedented. The hope was that this would be an original film, but people could tell from the promos, from the poster with Mamitha Baiju, that this Tamil movie does seem like a remake or adaptation of Bhagwan Kesari with my favorite actor Balayya in the lead. This definitely dampened the hype momentarily. We've seen Vijay ace Telugu remakes in his career, but the audience, especially loyal fans, wanted a new avatar versus a derivative of what already exists. These remake speculations were being ignored for the most part until only recently, where each Vinod stated that 50% of the film takes material from the hit Telugu movie, where Balayya was the most progressive I have seen him in the last decade. This will not be a comparative analysis, but I think it's important you are made aware of the source material, especially with the fact that the Hindi dub of that movie is available for free on YouTube, even though Jana Nayagan is not a complete remake of that Telugu film. The movie focuses on Thalapathy Vijay, played by Vijay, who has a deep and emotional bond with Vijay, played by Mamitha Baiju. Vijay raises her as his own child and is adamant that she joins the army one day. In the pursuit of wanting to make her tough, Vijay deals with deep psychological trauma because of what she endured when she was a young child. Side by side in the nexus of corrupt politicians and wealthy businessmen, we get to know about our antagonist, wait for it, Himmler, played by Bobby Deol, who joins hands with elected cronies in order to gain absolute power with Project MM. How the two worlds collide with one another, how one is to expose the shady dealings of politicians, slimy businessmen, and a threat to democracy. In the process, also exploring Vijay's origin story and what he did prior to dedicating his life towards raising and educating Vijay forms the basic premise of Jana Nayagan. It's the combination of the mass action hero template and a message regarding a better tomorrow for India by Vijay himself that is the essence of Jana Nayagan. Why was it stalled for so long? Why did the CBFC get so perturbed by it? Here's me telling you the good and bad aspects of the film so that you guys can ultimately decide whether to watch the movie in theaters or not. The good: Vijay and his own charisma. I am a noob when it comes to Vijay movies. The first Vijay movie I probably saw from start to finish was Thalapathy because I had been obsessed with Vidyu Jamwal after Force. As I explored more of his filmography, I won't lie to you, I myself became a fan of the swagger and charisma on the big screen. The commercial beats of style that only a few can pull off, and even more so, I got bummed out that I will not be able to see Vijay dance again on the big screen. I remember being so obsessed with Vati Coming that I dedicated that once a year dance routine on the channel to the man. The way he is so light on his feet, the way he channelizes such energy on screen with each move, I became a fan. And you see the same with the ease with which he performs with Mamitha and Pooja in the Anirudh composed number. The man does not struggle to catch a beat even at 52. When Anirudh in the movie says one last dance and Vijay performs those complicated long shots of choreography, I could not help but clap. I will genuinely miss this undeniable aura that he possessed, especially in the Atlee movies, and what could have been the potential of the Lokesh universe had it just landed a little better with the audience. Vijay is serviceable at best in this movie. He does not get handed over a distinct role that is largely different from his massy ones. He shines especially in one scene where he is overhearing Mamitha's feeling towards him and how he has contributed to her life, but that's about it. I still think his performance in Leo is still one of the best from a star, a complicated role that doesn't get enough credit for the emotional range and inner conflict that Vijay showcased so well. We, however, cannot simply paper over the cracks of the movie just because it is Vijay's last outing. So let's be real about the quality of the movie. Brief moments of action choreography, Prakash Raj, and intention. If you even reference my review of Bhagwant Kesari, the one thing holding it back from being genuinely slick and entertaining was the over-the-top action choreography that just had too much balaya isms, which were genuinely just unintentionally funny. I mean, the man was making weapons out of spare parts in the factory like space. The dude was electrocuting goons so that his name in the title card would appear, and I had hopes from H. Vinod that he would enhance this aspect if he, of course, is adapting the same story. I say this also because both his previous movies with Ajit may have generic stories, but the action choreography was genuinely slick and cool. In Jana Nayagan, however, the same problems as the original film exist. They literally do the same corny action set pieces with Vijay too over here. The action choreography is extremely patchy and depends on money shots for the most part. It is only sparingly entertaining, something that especially happens in the pre-interval sequence where there's some attention to detail with the choreography. A sequence with tech and drones through a tunnel that straight up looked like Ajay Devgan had directed it, and one specific sequence with a bot that attacks a helicopter. I can count 3 sequences that was serviceable at best, and it's genuinely like seeking for a needle in a haystack. The film is in conflict between two things: in wanting to be a PSA by Vijay, in which he promises to be the messiah that will save the future of Tamil Nadu, and the action entertainer that H. Vinod wanted to make. This leads to a mishmash of concepts, ending up not shedding light on either of the themes well. While there are brief moments of Prakash Raj being effortlessly funny, some digs at Tamil Nadu's problems with political parties land. The intention may be about religious harmony and being self-sufficient, but it is conveyed in such a lecture format, Vijay consistently breaking the fourth wall, making the movie less a storyline and more an election campaign, that you start to wonder why the CBFC was really making this film hard to release a few months ago. It's a 3-hour address to the public masquerading as a commercial action movie, just so that you vote for Vijay. Well, you already did, so he wins irrespective. It's a bummer though, because the send-off for Vijay deserved to be better, and let me tell you why it falters so badly. The underwhelming aspects. Montage-like treatment. The most sad part about a movie like Jana Nayagan is that it is not emotionally impactful. The first half of the movie has been borrowed from Bhagwan Kesari, and I know a lot of people on the channel, well, mainly because of me, mock some of Balayya's movies and just the wild swings he sometimes takes, but there was something extremely sweet about the age-appropriate dynamic shared between him and Srilila. Because of the laser-focused approach of the screenplay of the Telugu film, this relationship remained the core of the movie. However, you barely feel the same bond between Vijay and Mamitha for the montage-like treatment the screenplay has. The movie moves on from significant events in their lives in quick succession, never really letting the emotions sit with you and ruminate. This is true for most of the relationships shared with Vijay in the film. The bond with his mother and what compelled someone to take such a drastic step is just conveyed and we move on. The relationship with Pooja Hegde is an absolute nothing burger. You don't even realize when the both of them even start liking each other. And this leads to the movie essentially being Vijay talking to the audience about what should be the ideals with which they should live their lives. It's almost as if Vijay prioritized the message to the audience more than the story H. Vinod wanted to convey, and this leads to you just not being emotionally invested into the story. Verbose storytelling, AI integration, and mid-performances. The film does not change commercial Telugu and Tamil cinema's adamant nature in indulging in verbose storytelling, where the hero will make the entry and the villain will describe the aura and presence of the hero. You will find several sequences where extras or supporting characters are just describing the intimidating presence of Thalapathy. The mere sight of the man sends shivers down their spine. It's the classic case of tum jante nahi wo kaun tha, and it is being amped up on steroids. I know this is Vijay's last outing at the movie, so the ante needs to be upped, but it gets so repetitive that it ultimately transitions to become exhausting. There are montages in this film in order to describe the villain played by Bobby Deol and how destructive his antics have been in Africa, and the entire montage is developed through AI prompts. The storytelling of the carnage he caused is so lazy that you can tell when the movie has genuinely invested in CGI and eventually gives up on that effort too. The film genuinely boasts of mid to forgettable performances. I know that Mamitha is the golden child right now of Malayalam cinema, but her performance over here is extremely ineffective. The micro expressions in order to denote cuteness seems performative, and even when she needs to get her hands dirty and convince us that she is capable of beating up goons, her physical presence never denotes conviction. Pooja is in an extremely forgettable role as an investigative journalist. Priya Mani possibly wears the worst wig possible in her entire career, and her role barely has any impact. Legends like Nasser and Revati are wasted, and Sunil also finds himself in a sloppy script where he is not marginally cunning or funny. The biggest crime, however, is the silly nature with which the villain is written, and we have to talk about my doppelganger, my big brother, regarding this. Terrible villain. Bobby Deol plays the role of Himmler, and after Alpha, it generally seems like Bobby is on a streak of L's with these villain roles because caricaturish is an understatement. He is introduced as this towering Bane-like figure. You start assuming that he may be a badass, maybe an upgrade from Arjun Rampal, who was a generic villain in Bhagwan Kesari. But Bobby's performance and the way the character is written is so unintentionally funny that even a mid-role like Arjun seems profound. Bobby is barely able to move physically while presented with a corridor scene, and with his brute strength simply annihilates the goons with ease. Africans who speak fluent Tamil with little care in the world for action choreography was the funniest. The origin story and why he transitions to the world of crime and anarchy is so funny that it seems like a part of another movie altogether. This is where H. Vinod's ideas get integrated into the film, and its explanation of how Bobby becomes Himmler seems like a chapter from a horror film versus a star-led commercial action movie. He wears these long jackets in order to emulate dictators, and other than just a conniving smile, Bobby tries his best to do Jim from Pathan but falters in every aspect. Him flying drones and developing this master scheming plan took the shape of becoming a raita, much like the screenplay of this movie in the second half. Conflicting themes. I mean, if you really think about it in retrospect, Jana Nayagan had no business in remaking Bhagwan Kesari. It could have been an action entertainer with Vijay and Bobby Deol and the pursuit to cause anarchy in India and how Vijay saves the day. The problem is that Vijay did not want this film to be just another action film. He wanted it to be more, and this is where precisely the problem lies. Vijay wanted to convey messages on themes like women empowerment, good touch, bad touch, making women physically equipped like tigresses, a corrupt free society devoid of scams and cheating. But he also wanted to speak about religious harmony, the collective conscience of the country. Unity and diversity is hit home consistently, and the importance of democracy and the faith that India is not stupid and will rise above the hate. But hey, let's also integrate tech and AI and drones fighting humans, and it becomes this insane, tough to decipher khichdi that you conclude you have to be a die-hard and blind Vijay fan to objectively love this film. See, a Vijay movie is releasing, and despite its delays and leaked footage, it is opening to packed theatres and a bumper opening. The cash registers will ring for this last hooray on the big screen for the star, and I believe an audience of loyal fans, though slightly irritated by this not being an original film, will still celebrate it like a festival. Vijay may have had the last laugh in life as he achieved what he set out to do, but the movie is an utter mess, making me only conclude my holistic thoughts with the two magic words instead. Jai Balayya! And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about Jana Nayagan. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.